So I woke up this morning and this was in my mind in a diagram as I woke up. So we have our bodies in physical reality, and this little bubble around here represents our emotions. The emotions are linked to the body. So we have our mind, the conscious mind, our thoughts, ideas, philosophies, everything that we can recall. This is a much smaller mind than the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is massive. And the subconscious mind, the programming, the beliefs, ideas that we hold in the subconscious mind affects the frequency of the thoughts that we receive on a daily basis. So this is the computer program, and this is the computer screen. And whatever's programmed in the subconscious mind is allowing the mind and the body to receive certain frequencies, certain thought patterns, which then result to behaviors, actions, procrastination. Everything is because of what's in the subconscious mind. And we can only be as motivated and we can only be as inspired and think positive things in this mind and say and do positive things in this mind, in this body, when the subconscious mind has been reprogrammed. So the job is for us to use this mind to program this mind. So we need to redirect our thoughts to the prioritization of reprogramming this. Because this whole reality, this whole physical reality that we are interpreting through the physical body, through the mind, what we're interpreting changes, the manifestation changes when we change our beliefs that are in the subconscious mind. Now we can become aware of our bodies, we can become aware of our emotions, and we can become aware of our mind and our thoughts through meditation. Through deep meditation, we can become aware of our subconscious mind and what we believe and what we assume and why we do what we do. So through a deeper level of meditation, you can reprogram your subconscious mind to start receiving a higher frequency of thoughts, positivity, optimism, love. When we meditate deeply, we become aware that we are an individualized soul. We are a spirit that has manifested inside the Trinity of mind, body, and soul. This is the Trinity: body, mind, and soul. Mind, body, and spirit. This is the Trinity of our individuation, of our individual nature. And each spirit and soul has an intention when manifesting in physical reality. So there is a theme, a blueprint of some kind of incarnational experience that manifests in the mind, body, soul experience, the Trinity. And our bodies walk around in a seemingly physical reality, being the sensory module, shall we call it, walking around, sensing everything, which is interpreted by this mind, and everything that we think and feel will program the subconscious mind automatically. So it's our thinking and our feeling, emotion, that is programming the subconscious mind. So the way that we reprogram the subconscious mind is by consciously responding to reality in a different way, making better decisions on what we speak and what we do. So the soul is having a physical incarnation in a body, mind, spirit experience. But this experience here, the individualized soul, is still a sense of individualization. Even the soul at this level is experiencing individualization. It feels separate from absolute reality. So we have this individualized spirit soul that has two set, kind of a mind and a physical body, and is incarnating as a being. But this individualized soul is one of dozens, if not more, infinite souls that has been created by the oversoul. This oversoul is who we are on a fundamental level. So we are the body, we are the idea of mind, or the perception of mind, we are the individualized soul, and we are the oversoul. And this oversoul is having multiple physical incarnations in multiple dimensions, infinite number of dimensions. So this oversoul, this is who we are. This aspect of us is having this individualized experience, which includes these individualized experiences. So we are every aspect of this experience. Now, even this in the angelic realms, when we're getting into like higher consciousness, this is still unperceivable by the mind. Our little puny conscious mind cannot perceive, sometimes it cannot even comprehend the subconscious mind, let alone the individuated soul, let alone what an oversoul is. We cannot imagine it. We only have our level of perception to understand the physical world. But this, from all that is, which is absolute reality, this is God. This unlimited energy, or we call it infinity, is unimaginable. There's no time, there's no space. It's infinite reality, it's energy, consciousness itself. Sorry, go back. Absolute reality is before consciousness. Consciousness, this is before consciousness, and this is when consciousness comes into play. So consciousness is the meta material, the spiritual material that creates the universe. This thing here. So we're living in a physical universe here. This is part of the experience. This is outside of physical reality. This is like the consciousness level that is creating all of this into manifestation. So when we sit in meditation, we can become aware of our bodies. We can become aware of our emotions. We can become aware of the mind and what it's doing, how it's thinking, how the mind and the emotions are linked. Whatever you think, you feel. Whatever you feel, you think. So this is the eternal dance of being a body, the mind-body experience with the emotions. So then we move into the reprogramming of the subconscious mind, which alters our physical and mental bodies and our emotional bodies. So when we reprogram this through affirmation, constant affirmation, the mind starts thinking the affirmations, we start feeling differently about life, and our physical body makes different choices. Health, business, communication. So we move to here. This is got filled with inspiration. This is filled with patience. This is filled with acceptance. This is filled with grace. This is filled with all of the virtues that exist, and I don't know them all, but there's a lot. This is where the virtues, so when you meditate, you become virtuous, wise, this all exists in this plane here. And then the oversoul is having multiple incarnations. So when people in physical reality say, I used to be this person in a previous life, there isn't such thing as a previous life. All lives are happening simultaneously at the same time, in an infinite number of dimensions. So when we say, I used to be this person in a past life, your oversoul is having the incarnation of that experience simultaneously. So on another television set, this is one way of looking at it, is that we're individualized channels on a TV. And our oversoul is playing two television programs at the same time. And we may connect with that other being that's having another physical incarnation like this, with a mind, individual soul, All of that is playing out over here with another soul, and we in this reality are saying, I used to be this person in a previous life, but that's not what's happening. It's happening simultaneously, and that person is gaining experiences. And what we can do through deep meditation is connect to different levels of our soul and gain the experiences from the other incarnational experiences that we are having. Because this is all of us. We are the body, the mind, the subconscious mind. We are the individual soul, and we are the oversoul, and we are absolute reality, unity, infinity. This is the source of all of this. And when you trace your back, you end up in the absolute reality. It's like space, electric, vibrating space of love. Is the only way to describe it. Vibrating electric space, love, absolutely expanded everything, all that is, infinity, that space there. And we have this, but this still, oversoul doesn't have a sense of individualization. It doesn't feel separate to this. It feels created by this, but there's no sense of separation. It's only here when we start creating levels of separation where we think, because of our programming, we think that we're walking around in a physical universe, having a physical experience. And technically, this mind would say, yes, that is true. This mind and these emotions and this body are convinced that you're living in a physical universe. Now, you can reprogram the subconscious mind to think very differently about this experience. So the mind knows. So you're breaking down layers of illusion. You're breaking down levels of samsara, means in Hinduism, not only have you forgotten that it's an illusion, you're now believing in the illusion. So there's one thing to know that you're living in a hologram, but believing in it and fighting for it and doing anything in physical reality means that you're lost in physical reality. You've believed in the reflection in the mirror more than your own face. So the individual soul is playing out this theme, mind-body experience. And we, once we realize this, once we come to terms with this, once we accept this, we begin to open up the layers. The emotion will be released through healing, through plant medicines. The more we affirm the subconscious mind, the more our emotions purify themselves. The mind gets clarity. The subconscious mind becomes more grounded in belief systems that are benefiting us. And this whole process of awakening to reprogram and heal, to find our true ascension up into 5D, 4D, 3D. This is all three-dimensional. Up here is all four-dimensional stuff. And then we go into non-physical reality, 5D, non-physical. 4D, a sense of individuality, a sense of physicality. The soul spirit is still technically physical on some level. This becomes more physical until we have the dense physical body made of physical atoms and matter and molecules, electrons, protons and neutrons. This electromagnetism binds these cells together into what we call a physical body. Guided by the mind, controlled by the subconscious mind, with following a theme that was played out by this soul, by the oversoul, who's having multiple experiences, not just ours. And this is also who we are at a very high level. We have to go back into ourselves, back, keep pulling ourselves backwards in meditation. Pull yourself backwards. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the subconscious mind. I exist before the soul, I exist before the oversoul, I exist Before I exist before all of this, taking you to here. We're infinite beings, living in a projection of consciousness. This is all consciousness being brought into physical manifestation. We can do anything. We can decide anything.